Hey, Godelia here. Endfield is fast approaching, and so today I wanted to talk about team building. Today, I'll try my best to explain how team building works so far in this game, and for nearly every character, I'll give you an example of who to run with them. So like and sub if you want more Endfield guides, and let's go. When you build a team, there should be a driving factor. A lot of the time, people will find a character that they adore, whether it's their design, their kit, their animations, lore, or something else. And it's natural to then go, okay, how can I make them the best possible team? How can I use them all the time? So first, pick that character. But not every operator in Enfield is the same. Some are hypercarry focused damage dealers like Rite and Laevatain. Some are secondary DPS enablers like Chen and Perlica. Some are supportive characters like Gilberta and Jaihi. And some are even pure sustain characters like Ember and Snowshine. Team building is less of, okay, I'll put main DPS with 3 universal supports and win, and more of, I'll build a team that all synergizes with each other to enable damage. You can still probably brute force content by running 3 big supports and your fave DPS, and some units will use this team composition, but at least as of 1.0, this shouldn't really be the case. So you'll actually have to look into kits and synergies. I'm sure there will be cool moments where you can run a niche character in an unexpected place when more units come out, but there are rules to follow. The major rule is that you want a synergistic team, obviously, but I'm talking combos. You can't have characters conflict and ruin each other's combos or each other's kits. Combo skills give so much of your energy, so if you want every ultimate up, you have to make sure everyone, or at worst 3 out of your 4 characters, can combo consistently with your team's rotation. Take Arknight Yvonne as an extreme example. It sounds silly, but I had a Discord message about it because they like Arknight, and so I wanted to use it as an example. As always, feel free to use whoever you like if that makes you happy. Anyways, Arknight needs to apply or consume electrification for her combo, and how is Yvonne doing that? And how do you get Yvonne's combo skill? If you added Palika in the team to help Arknight, that's -1 synergistic teammate for Yvonne. And yes, Yvonne's kit did get reworked for release, but it didn't work before, and it doesn't work now. I'd say that teams so far fall into 2 major categories. You have Hypercarry and Multi-DPS Compositions. And even in multi-DPS teams, there is usually still a focus on enabling 1 damage dealer in the team. It's just that the whole team also contributes a ton to the overall fight. So Hypercarry is when you build a team around 1 damage dealer and mostly enable them through buffs and utility. They take most of your skill points. Your team's rotation is built to mostly support their needs, and so most of the damage contribution stems from their moves. But there are still nuances in this category. 2 examples are Laevatain and Last Rite. Laevatain's standard composition is herself, Wolfguard, and Tau Ardelia. We have a main damage dealer, 2 supporters, but then Wolfguard is a caster. He deals damage and enables her to use her kit rather than directly buffing her. This is what I'd call an enabling hypercarry team. She does over 80% of the team's damage, so it's still all about her, but we don't use 3 supports because then her kit doesn't function. She wants heat inflictions, whether that's to absorb them or for them to be used in reactions for her combo skills. Now, if we get supports that can enable her heat inflictions just fine and also mega buff her, that's a different story. Last Rite now has what I'd call a pure hypercarry composition of herself, Jaihi, Ardelia, and Perlica. Her damage is so backloaded into specifically her combo skills and ultimates that we time massive buffs and amplification effects all during this short window. Now, just like with Laevatain, she needs something in the fight to pop off, and here it is cryo inflictions. But unlike Lei, Last Rite is much more self-sufficient in that case, and so that lets her run this full support team. Now, Last Rite can run an enabling hyper setup too with Fluorite over Perlica. That's because Fluorite's kit is made to enable that 3rd cryo stack that Last Rite wants. It's kind of like Lei's team now, but the synergy between her and Last Rite, as well as herself and the other teammates, is not at the same level as Wolfguard has in the other team. Now, it really depends on the kit and the current roster that we have. Maybe an originally full hypercarry damage dealer in the future gets a character that enables their kit to do more damage than a full-on supporter would. Maybe they'll be able to run multi-DPS when they start to fall off. We'll see. Anyway, the next category is multi-DPS. In these teams, nearly the whole team contributes substantial amounts of damage. And whilst you can have secondary DPS in some hypercarry teams, in these multi-DPS teams you have more of an equal split of damage. Here we have, for example, every physical team so far, or RV Wenner's team. In the physical team's case, everyone is spamming out damage in their own way because the archetype is just pretty synergistic with each other. There's no real hypercarry, even if you can focus on Endmin or Laevatain or Depan in their own teams, because Chen does damage, Pogranishnik does damage, Laevatain does damage as a secondary damage dealer too. In RV Wenner's comp, you want to set up a big burst of damage. So in the meantime, you're using Palika's skill here and there to activate Antal's combo skills for energy. You're using some Arclight enhanced skills to use up SP during RV Wenner's ramp up period. Everyone is constantly dishing out damage. There's no real reasoning to this split, and it depends on the character and operators available. So in every guide that I do, I'll explain a character's best compositions and why. With all this being said, let's go through the supposed main DPS characters and what teams you can run, trying to include every other character in the game. RV Wenner runs only really with Arclight, Palika, and Antal. This is a multi-DPS composition. You want Arknights to keep up consistent damage once you build up your RV Wenner combo skills for a large damage nuke when everything's set up. I guess you can replace Antal for Ardelia, but you'd often have times where you can't activate her combo skill, and Antal's buffing is stronger here. Depan runs in a multitude of physical teams revolving around his crush bangers. One is Depan, Chen, Laevatain, Ardelia. Ember also works in that last spot for weak amp and damage, but safer sustain. It's another multi-DPS comp though where everyone does damage between Depan's big bursts. Endmin can run a team focused on them with Endmin, Chen, Pogranichnik, Sustain, and why not include Catcher here for the sake of completion. Again, we have a multi-DPS comp with Chen and Pogranichnik dealing substantial damage whilst also contributing their utility. Pog breaching here buffs the whole team's damage too. Estella is a shatter-oriented DPS, so we want a solidification support, and she applies vulnerable stacks that want consumption. Estella, Alesh, Endmin, Sustain can work. We'd probably go Ardelia, but let's go Snowshine for some extra solidifications here and there on ult, even if it's kind of unnecessary. We want to include everyone where we can. Alesh is our solidify support and SP generator, letting Estella shatter, and Endmin crushes with Estella's vulnerable stacks. Laevatain is a hypercarry enabled by a strong Wolfguard Antal duo synergy. Laevatain, Antal, Wolfguard, Ardelia is the standard comp, but Gilberta can be played here, Akikuri, even Palika. Wolfguard can technically be replaced for a full supportive team, but I like him a lot. The team looks to stack up heat or combustion/corrosion to build up to Lei's devastating ultimates. And last Rite is another hypercarry, and here you can opt for both enabling or pure hypercarry comps. A pure one would be with Palika, Jahi, and Ardelia. She uses her kit mostly to get to her combo, skill, and ult rather than her team here, and you time all buffs during this big moment. Replacing Palika with Fluorite would be kinda what Laevatain runs with Wolfguard, but with weaker overall team synergy than what Lei Wolfguard has. Laevatain feels like more of a secondary carry to vulnerable consumers like Depan and Endmin, but since Pogranichnik is a vulnerable consumer that also acts as a sub-DPS and buffs damage, Pog Laevatain Chen and Sustain is a completely viable team too where Laevatain gets to shine rather than have some pesky crush damage dealer take the spotlight. As for Yvonne, I'm gonna wait until she's a little bit closer to coming out. She is a hypercarry based around solidification though, and her kit from the livestream seems to let her play with two different team styles now, full cryo or full nature. Which is the best is something I'll test for her guide on her banner release. So that should be every character mentioned in some way, and if you want all possible teams with a specific character, be sure to check out my upcoming guides on them all. All calculations done, extensive testing done. All to give you guys the best info possible. So like and sub to catch them very soon. Thanks for watching and have a guoba day.